sorry, not sorry if these kinds of topics offend you. If they do, maybe you should pay a little bit more attention to what your bands are putting out.
Seriously,
Like,
I was just about to say, like, if you're offended at what we're talking about right now, I mean, are you really a Spiritbox fan?
yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Arsenic and Espresso, a podcast where we rarely drink coffee, but we always talk about metal music. And tonight, we are reacting to more Spiritbox.
I am so stoked.
I'm so stoked for
react
this.
to more. Also, they just released a bunch of coffee.
Match made in.
Yeah. So there may be some on order, and if you guys did already order their coffee, it goes great with our mugs.
It goes great with our mugs that we're not holding right now. The picture here. You can check out our merch shop and the link in the description box below if you want your own Arsenic and Espresso coffee mug and or a sticker and or something else that's on that.
Yeah, we got some cool
Site.
stuff there. But anyways, I am stoked to get back into this. Actually, this video in particular, I guess, was nominated for a music video award.
Cool.
So that's pretty cool. And then I also learned that even though some of the videos are inspired by, I think that last one was inspired by Midsummer. The music that they put out isn't necessarily inspired by this.
Okay.
But I think this one was shot sort of the same way, like a DIY, like from a cell phone.
Cool beans.
If not, correct me if I'm wrong. But either way, super cool. They have an incredible sound.
I love their sound, and I know a lot of you guys were like, Holy Roller is a lot heavier than what they normally do, blah, 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 blah. That's fine. Like, whatever. Like, I still thought it was super heavy, and I loved it. So even if everything else is not as heavy, I will be okay with it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what she sounds like in a less heavy tone, because I think what people have said is that this one kind of combines a little bit of both. And then she has another one that we should react to that is almost all cleans and a lot less heavy. And so I kind of want to run the gamut with them and kind of see how they sound kind of overall.
Well, then let's do that.
All right. Well, then, without further ado, let's get into the video.
Blessed be.
You ready?
Probably.
I'm ready. Brace yourself.
Can't go.
Okay, so this is still pretty heavy.
I see my blessings all for you. I feel it fade from the inside. I open up to adore you, but everything was just a crutch to preserve a life. Serotonin like a loaded gun. I am a coward. You pull me out into a place where there's nothing that's left for me but insecurity. And if I lose myself, blessed be I could survive in these chemicals for you. I'm full of love, just out of reach.
I love hearing that, like, super faint growling vocal in the background. Like, it is so far back.
Yeah.
Like, you can barely hear it. I love that. Also, her clean vocals are amazing.
Yeah, top notch.
I know I've said it a few times, but I love when women vocalists have like really, really heavy, dirty vocals. And a like her voice is a really beautiful alto.
Yeah.
Tone. It's gorgeous.
She can sing. Like,
yeah, she
this is
can
good.
sing
This
so
is good.
well.
Yeah. But the song itself, like the music, so vocally it's fairly mellow, but the music is still pretty heavy.
Yeah, the instruments are super heavy.
I dig that. I was worried that it was gonna go completely soft.
Yeah.
So
For you, I see my blessings are for
that there's a concept behind this video and everything, but like so many of the songs we've reacted to, and I literally just said this in the last video we watched by Architects, like so many songs and videos are a bit of a social commentary right now.
Yeah.
And like the fact that they're sitting there watching a television that's not even playing anything.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
you brought up Wally earlier for a different reason, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's that same concept of just like we will become so engrossed in consuming media that it won't even matter. It literally won't even matter what's playing. We will watch it. We will consume it.
Yeah.
Regardless.
This is, I mean, I know this is going to be a different take on that whole concept, but I mean, this video speaks more to like just kind of doing whatever he says.
Yeah, I feel like
even
that
if
too.
it's
Yes,
just-
even if it doesn't make sense.
Just staring at a fuzzy screen.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You pull me up into a place where there's nothing that's left for me but insecurity. And if I lose myself, blessed be I could survive in these chemicals for you. A lonely full of love. Just out of reach, I could survive in these chemicals for you.
She poisoned him.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's his blood, huh?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay.
I could survive in these chemicals for you. A lonely full of love.
Ooh, that's dark. She's dancing with his corpse. He's on the floor.
That's him as well.
Oh.
Like it's all the different ways that she would kill him.
Okay.
Okay, so is she just imagining all the ways that she would kill him, or did she actually kill him?
I hope she actually killed him.
Right. Ah. Okay.
Oh,
So we don't know for sure.
We don't know for sure.
We don't know for sure with that one.
It's like Inception with the top.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That movie killed me.
Dang. Dang.
Okay. So
First of all, the music, her clean vocals, her grungy vocals, the instruments were so heavy. This was amazing.
this sealed the deal. I'm a
Yeah.
Spiritbox fan.
Same.
I like this a lot. Their sound is great.
Their
I feel
sound
like
is amazing.
she has so much potential of
Yeah.
like what they could sound like.
Yeah.
And I think so. It's a 3-member band. Is that right?
Sure.
I think it is. But
I
it's
believe you.
but it's her husband, and then I think a friend of theirs or something.
Damn.
Yeah,
I wonder if that was their little fat baby,
it might have been.
like a little nephew or niece. Whatever.
I
It
don't
doesn't
know.
matter. Whatever.
I feel like the social commentary that surrounds this, you could probably talk about for a year and a half
Yes,
or so.
100%. If you want to know more of my opinions on the status of our social media consumption, you can watch our Nightwish video. Noise. Watch that one. I talk about it a lot there.
I just meant like the like social commentary.
Oh, the social commentary of the 1950s housewife.
Yeah. That
Oh
one.
yeah, I could
Uh-huh.
talk about that for a long time. Oh my gosh. Do you
Yeah.
want me to talk about that for a long time, or do
I
we just
mean-
just let everyone assume what I'm gonna say.
No,
about
I
it.
think we do talk about it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the thing is, like, there's a huge difference between like a true partnership,
Mm-hmm.
and that.
And that, yeah.
And for whatever reason, like that which was depicted, is so prominent, especially like how we grew up. Because I mean,
Yep.
we grew up conservative Christians, you
Yeah.
know, in a conservative Christian household. Both of us did.
Yes.
And
look at us now.
right, look at us. So proud.
Well, I can remember. I mean, I'm gonna interject about like
Yeah.
the growing up in the super conservative area. I can remember growing up with people who you would ask any of the family members a question of like, "What do you want to do this weekend?" Or like,
Mhm.
"What do you want to do for tomorrow? What are the plans for tomorrow? Do you want to come with me to the zoo?"
Yeah.
And whoever you were asking would be like, "We have to ask Father."
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And I remember being like, you have to ask if it's like you have to ask your mom to ask your dad to go to the zoo
Yeah.
with other homeschool kids.
It's
Like
crazy.
I can also remember I spent the night at this person's house one time, and I want to say I was probably 10 or 12, and I took a shower. And when I got out of the shower, she was like, "That was too long of a shower." And I was like,
Right.
okay. And she was like, "If that were me, my parents would have come into the bathroom. They would have like busted the door down.
Yeah.
You're also not allowed to lock the door here." And I was like, what? Like,
Yeah.
you're not allowed the privacy of a shower?
Yeah. Well, and so like that culture is all dependent on, I mean, I know there's like religious views in there, but I could also talk about how that kind of goes against religious views, but whatever. But
that is not what this podcast is about.
no. But there's this culture that like the man's or a man's like value in the home
is greater.
Well, no, is based upon the power that he puts the rest of the family and the rest of the household. And it's not something that's like talked about a whole lot, but it's kind of like presumed, right? That a wife should stay in her lane. If you can't keep your wife in that exact lane that like
then
socially
you're not a good
is
enough
acceptable.
man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas like my firm belief is that your ability to be a badass has nothing to do with me as a man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
the way I am doesn't infringe on your masculinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it doesn't infringe on your ability to be a husband or a father.
Absolutely right.
At all. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas the way we grew up, that was not the case. And I feel like this speaks to that. The video itself speaks to, and obviously the narrative of Handmaid's Tale speaks to all of that, and like the oppression of women and blah, 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 and all of those things, and women only being good for having babies and all of that stuff, and all of those things.
Yeah.
Haven't read the books, haven't seen the series, but you know.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
But like the song was a perfect mixture for like what was being portrayed. They killed it. They absolutely killed it.
This podcast is not about religious oppression.
Or the cult-like behavior that's widely accepted.
And evangelical Christianity. What? Oh no.
Yeah. I'll drink to that.
Cheers. Oh my gosh.
Anyways,
Back to the video.
This song was incredible. Video was incredible.
Yeah. That was a lot of rum.
Nice.
Okay, rum and kombucha, I think, don't mix, and I think once it's on the bottom.
Nice. The next couple videos should be great.
Yeah, this one's already great. I can feel it. I haven't stopped smiling, and my cheeks hurt.
I know, right?
Spiritbox, Blessed Be.
Ready for it.
When was this song released? When does it say? Okay, the video was released at the beginning of the year.
February 28th.
That seems like a couple weeks ago. Anyway, lyrics for Blessed Be, Spiritbox. Okay. I say my blessings all for you. I feel it fade from the inside. I open up to adore you, but everything was just a crutch to preserve life. Serotonin like a loaded gun. I am a coward. You pull me up into a place where there's nothing that's left for me but insecurity. And if I lose myself, blessed be, I could survive in these chemicals for you. A lonely fool above, just out of reach. I could survive in these chemicals only for you. Side note, 1950s housewife, you have obviously there was a huge spike in like depression during this time. And this was also the time that it was so incredibly taboo to go see a therapist, to go seek help for mental illness. It still is.
It still is.
Was even worse.
Go talk to somebody about your issues, okay?
Yeah, you should.
That's the actual side note.
And so there was a lot of like self-medicating during the 1950s. There was a huge rise in alcoholism. There was a huge rise in prescription drug abuse among stay-at-home moms.
Well, that's what.
And like we allowed it to be okay.
That's
like,
what
we
eventually.
Said that was better than them going to see a therapist.
Right. Well, that's what eventually sparked like the whole sexual revolution in like the what was it, the 70s?
1970s.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Was because of all the terrible things that housewives were doing to themselves
and enduring.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, enduring through the 1950s
just
and 60s.
Just to get through the climate.
True oppression. Yep. Again, this podcast is not about that. We're here for music. Anyway.
I'm here for all of it.
I say my blessings all for you. You say, blessed be the fool who plucks out the eyes just to listen in frequency. It's just a crutch to ignore you, serotonin like a loaded gun. I am a coward. You pull me up into a place where there's nothing left for me but insecurity. And if I lose myself, blessed be I could survive in these chemicals for you. I know I already talked about it, so I'm going to move on. A lonely fool above, just out of reach. I could survive these chemicals for you. Entombed to die in catacombs of restless bones, consumed alive. This is my home. I'm waiting here for you. I say these blessings all for you. I say these blessings all for you. I say these blessings all for you. Offer me, I have the heart of a coward. Offer me, I have the heart of a coward. So open up my sternum. The only constant is a crutch, the only blessing that I know. If I lose myself, blessed be I could survive in these chemicals for you. A lonely fool above, just out of reach. I could survive in these chemicals for you. Entombed to die in catacombs of restless bones, consumed alive. This is my home. I'm waiting here for you. Also in the 1950s, there was a rise in husbands getting prescriptions for their wives. So they would go to the doctor and say, my wife won't have sex with me. My wife is depressed. My wife is this, that, or the other. And the doctor would say, I have these pills. Right. Give them to her. So these women were also medicated against their will. Ooh, the 50s were a shitty time to be a lady.
Yeah. No, okay, so I'm going to talk about it because, so, like, talking about, like, the conservative, like, culture, right? The, like, conservative Christian culture, emphasis on the cult.
Culture.
And how focused it was. Yeah, true.
Side note, do we want to dive this deep into Christian culture now?
Oh, we are diving. I think everybody's all in.
Sure.
If you made it to this point, you're all in.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
But no, so talking about like so like the Christian belief, right, is that like God is above all else, right? And if you're serving your husband the way that it's depicted in this song, right? Are you really serving God at all? That's a question, right? Because
it's a question that Christians don't like to answer.
Because okay, so let's dive back down. I'm gonna get super religious for a second, but you guys are gonna like it. Just trust me. So back in like the Garden of Eden, right? The Garden of Eden, though. Yeah. So man and women were equal.
Yes.
And it wasn't until the fall that the curse upon women happened that they would always be fighting and struggling beneath men. So God created man and women equal. He didn't create women to serve man.
Right.
And so this kind of parallels to, I feel like, the husband and wife aspect within Spiritbox, right?
Yeah.
Because she is the front person, whatever you want to call it. It's a front man of the band.
Yeah.
Right. And her husband is the supporting feature in it. However, I feel like they have a really good partnership.
Yes.
And that kind of just
because
goes
the band
to
needs
show
both of them.
the band needs both of them.
Yeah.
Right. And so like that's the same way that a marriage should work. However, we have this convoluted picture that like the man is supposed to dominate over all, which is dumb.
19 kids and counting.
Yeah. Exactly.
I know.
Yeah. So
I know.
we could talk about this forever.
Maybe we should have a podcast episode about this.
Maybe. That actually brings me to a good point. We want to get more into like the podcast aspect, putting out some stuff that's just more focused or rather
topical.
More topical. Yeah. And put it out fairly frequently. What would you guys like us to talk about?
Yeah. Do you want strictly music? Do you still want us to put out podcasts like breaking down these songs further, breaking down like albums and discographies? Do you want us to talk about bands specifically and like changes bands have gone through over the years? Or would you be down for us to like ramble about our weird Southern Baptist childhoods and like where we are now?
And we'd throw that all on Spotify.
Yeah.
And just have that be the place for like people who just want more of an in-depth like us talking about stuff.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or do you want to
personal conversation?
Just strictly music? I don't know.
Because I'd be down for both. I'm down to just talk about music because I also don't need to relive absolutely everything.
Right. Well, and like that's more the focus of what like the YouTube channel is about is like the music, but also the culture and the lyrics behind and everything.
And I mean, I've said it a lot on this channel, and especially because of COVID, especially because of a pandemic and a quarantine and a time where the well-being of other humans is somehow a political issue. Bands are going to be putting out some really hard-hitting music that is very polarizing. It will be very taboo. It will be very political. It will have religious tones. Like, it is just going to, because of literally the society we're living in. And so, like, sorry, not sorry if these kinds of topics offend you. If they do, maybe you should pay a little bit more attention to what your bands are putting out.
Seriously,
like,
I was just about to say, like, if you're offended at what we're talking about right now, I mean, are you really a Spiritbox fan?
Yeah, like truly.
Are you?
Like this stuff is gonna get like dark. It's gonna get deep. It's gonna get personal. It's gonna get personally offensive. Like I mean, we've already reacted to stuff that has like called me out on a personal level.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, excuse me.
Right.
You know, and so like it's gonna get personal. It's gonna get offensive, and that's just how it's gonna be. We will no longer have the choice to not talk about these taboo issues. Like we've seen what the world, like what happens in a world where we don't talk about these issues, and like it's not good. That is why 2020 is happening, is because we don't talk about these things. And so until we do start having a regular dialogue about these things that are uncomfortable, we're just going to keep reliving this year. And I don't know about any of you, but I don't want to relive 2020.
No. I think we took advantage of the best we could out of 2020 because that's why you got this podcast.
Yeah.
But
3 months of unemployment.
Right. But seriously though, tell us your thoughts in the comment section below. If you got this far, hit the like button, hit subscribe. You're always going to get our personal opinion on everything. Yeah. And if you don't want that, go follow somebody else who doesn't give their personal opinion on things and doesn't actually give a real reaction.
Yes. But like also stay.
No, I don't. You guys can leave. I don't care about them at all. The people that just want the fake reaction.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Right.
Is that what they do? Like,
yeah. That's them. I don't know, but
we should only film these sober.
We shouldn't.
That is the lesson to be learned today. Anyway, thank you so much for sticking around for the ridiculousness that is this video. If you are still here, you should hit the like button and the subscribe button if you haven't already. You can also check all of the links in our description box to the original video, to our social medias, and to our merch shop if you want to help support this channel. We have mugs that hold coffee really well.
There. They do hold coffee really well. Actually, they feel really great to hold.
They do. They have a good weight to them. So if you're a person who pays attention to the ergonomics of things that they hold, these mugs are pretty nice, all things considered. check out our week of underground reactions. Those bands deserve a lot of attention and a lot of love. And I think if you watch this video, you would probably like the other videos we reacted to for our underground week.
Actually,
yeah. So
and buy some Spiritbox coffee because I
buy
dig
some
their stuff.
Spiritbox coffee because that's just like the coolest thing that could have come out of this 2020. And goodbye.
We'll catch you on the next one. Adios.